Customer service, done right, can be your company's single biggest competitive advantage. Welcome to the Customer Service Revolution. Join customer service authority and best-selling author John DiJulius as he interviews leaders who are revolutionizing their industries. This is more than a podcast, though. It's a movement. The Customer Service Revolution is a radical overthrow of conventional business mentality designed to transform what customers and employees experience. If you are a revolutionary customer service leader who's ready to stop competing on price and obsessed with building a brand that people cannot live without, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Customer Service Revolution podcast with John DiJulius. Do you have critics and cynics in your organization? If so, listen up. This week, John discusses how to deal with them. How every organization has three groups of employees: believers, fence-sitters, and critics and cynics, and where the best place is to focus your attention. Now here's your host, John DiJulius.
What do you think the value is of all the information you learned the past 2 days? Here's what I say it's worth: nothing if you don't go back and do anything with it. Literally nothing. So you got to go back, like so many, like the chief is doing, putting on a vest and going through it and taking the shrapnel from people who roll their eyes. So starting a customer service revolution back in your world. We all, every one of us, have three groups. It's just, they might be different percentage-wise, but we have believers, we have fence-sitters, and we have critics and cynics, right? Back home, when you come back all revved up with this. And again, depending on your culture and where they're at, where they've been, how new this is to them, how disruptive this is to them. So the question is, how do you deal with the critics and cynics? They're hard. The mistake we make is we worry about the critics and cynics. Let them go, let them be. What we're fighting for is to pull the fence sitters over. And the fence sitters are whoever they eat lunch with, go out for drinks with. They'll get swayed. This stuff is a bunch of BS. They're blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're right. Or the opposite. But by embracing the first few that, and there's more, but that start following and agreeing and, helping and saying, it creates momentum. And you don't make it about you. You make it about the first few followers. And great cultures end up being like this, right? There's two groups. And typically the critics and cynics weed themselves out. And they may say, this is what I signed up for. That's okay, because that's where we're going. So focus on that, okay? It's going to be hard. You're going to get bloody. But you're going to go back and do this. And so many of you, this is your 10th year, and you've already done it, and you're already like this. You are a revolutionary if, and only if, you are restless for change and patient for progress. Frustrated because what is and what can be makes you lose sleep at night. And it stirs you and propels you. And you don't only talk about it, you take action, you recruit others on your vision, your cause, get them to see and believe, and you do it as a group.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world
You.
Are you curious how your company's customer experience ranks against world-class companies? Take our complimentary Company Service Aptitude Test and find out. Visit theDiJuliusGroup.com/CSAT to take the test and find out your company's strongest and weakest areas. That's theDiJuliusGroup.com/CSAT. We hope you enjoyed this episode and are ready to think about starting your own customer service revolution. To get inspired by more episodes, subscribe now on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening and for being part of the customer service revolution.